Planning a trip overseas can be very expensive. Unfortunately, some of these costs can also be unexpected. For example, data roaming charges from using your mobile phone overseas. Recently, however, the Australian Communication and Media Authority has brought out a new international data roaming standard to help prevent the shock. Alan Chambers, member for the Australian Communication and Media Authorities, joins me here today. Hi Alan, thank you for joining us here today on Undercurrent. So the first question is, what is data roaming and what are the charges associated with this?
Data roaming is when you use your mobile phone or your tablet overseas to surf the internet, look up maps, use social media, anything really that you can do on a phone that's not calls or texts.
So do you find that many customers are affected by bill shock when they come home from their holidays?
Yeah, using roaming has always been expensive. But since about 2010, there's been a dramatic increase both in the number of people suffering bill shock when they're overseas and also the extent of that bill shock.
So I've been away the last 3 months.
Okay, now did you receive any SMSs or alerts to let you know about your data use?
Yes, I received several actually, and it had the effect of absolutely terrifying me because it seemed to be telling me that I was running up very big bills and I didn't know how or why. And it was really difficult to contact the right people to work out what was happening, and it ended up costing me a lot of money.
People were taking their phones and tablets overseas and using them in exactly the same way as they did when they were at home. They were surfing the internet, they were using social media, they were uploading and sending photos, they were using Google Maps. All of these things rack up data, and roaming is charged at a much higher rate than using your phone at home. So I think that lots of people didn't understand that, and thousands of people got themselves into thousands of dollars worth of bother.
So to combat this, the ACMA has recently brought out a new international data roaming standard. Can you outline that for me, please?
The standard started at the end of September. When you use your mobile phone or your tablet overseas, get an SMS message explaining to them what all the costs of roaming are. There'll also be information in those messages that'll tell people that other uses of the phone are quite different to using the phone at home. So, for instance, if someone calls you while you're overseas, you pay part of that call cost.
So besides the new standard, what other ways can consumers protect themselves from the cost of data roaming charges?
The best ways to manage roaming are check charges before you leave and have some ideas about how you intend to use your phone while you're away. Talk to your provider about data packs or special offers that they have to cut the cost of roaming. It's a really good idea to turn data off on your smartphone unless you're particularly doing something on that phone, but they are good ways to keep the price down.
Okay, thanks for that. So that concludes our interview for today, and thank you for joining us here on Undercurrents.
Thank you.